So I quote from Hiro Mashima, the creator of Fairy Tail. He says, "It would be really shameful if an IP as popular as Fairy Tail just stopped." So what does that mean? According to this article, a new spin-off manga is in the works. It's going to continue once the sequel ends, and we can expect more adventures with the cast.
Specifically Fairy Tail?
Yeah.
He can keep it.
You hear that and you think, yeah, that's pretty crazy. But I don't know if you guys know, like, Fairy Tail is pretty huge.
4 more years of happy. That's fucking wild.
4 more years of happy.
Yeah, it's still going on, dude. Every time I'm at work, I drive by cars and they have the fucking Fairy Tail logo on the...
Yeah. Well, the 100-Year Quest, which is the sequel, the anime it's airing right now. The manga's still going. There's the Fairy Tail magazine that has, like, it's like the One Piece magazine. It's a bunch of stuff in there. And there's been at least 5 spin-offs since it ended.
Wow, that's a lot. That's actually a lot. That's actually impressive, too.
Yeah.
How much money has Fairy Tail made as a whole?
It's made a lot, I know.
Right now, Fairy Tail is the Call of Duty of manga right now. Because, like, it's so fucking good, but I hate it so much, dude.
No, you gotta catch up, dude. That's it.
No, dude, I caught up that one time when I told you, and I was like, what did I do? I could have reread Zatch Bell, and I would have been perfectly happy.
Yeah, that's a much better use of your time, getting caught up with Zatch Bell. Absolutely.
The last few arcs of Fairy Tail aren't the best. But then, when it hits to the 100-Year Quest, it kind of goes back into the fun times that it was. So, I'm not caught up on it yet, but yeah, it's the last time I read it, it was still fine.
When was the last time you read it specifically?
I don't know.
Wow.
That's like me with D. Gray Man.
So you're saying skip everything, but just read the 100-Year War?
No. It's not
That's what I'm hearing, because that's what I'm hearing is pretty good.
Yeah, 100-Year Quest is good.
Quest, my bad.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in there. I mean, it starts to get into other cool things because they go to a different continent, and then that's when, like, alchemy is being introduced into the world now.
What?
What's up with all this Toriko biting stuff?
That's not cool. Shut up. No.
Oh, going to see, yeah. The gourmet world, yeah. The dark continent. Well, you know what's crazy too is 100-Year Quest. Mashiro not even drawing it. That's his assistant, and you can't tell the difference. Yeah, it's similar to what Super was doing, where Toriyama was just doing the storyboard stuff, and then Toyotaro was just doing everything else. That's what's going on with Fairy Tail right now. But Eden Zero's over, so I'm sure he's gonna want to hop back in a little bit and, like, be more involved until he starts a different project. But yeah, that's going on with Fairy Tail. That's cool. It's still here.
Still kicking, apparently. All right, look, I will tell you this then, I guess. The ranking meter on it, it got bumped up a little bit. All right, I'll say that.
Yeah, what do you place it in between your priorities now?
Not at all.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If there's another movie releasing, I'll probably watch that. I guess I'll prioritize it. It's gonna be after Wisteria, though.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I finished that one not that long ago. I'm going to recommend this again because I think I recommended this last episode. Negative Positive Angler.
Oh, the fishing anime.
The fishing anime. That's right.
I don't watch many of those. The only one I watched was maybe in the early 2000s was Suritama. I don't know if you guys ever saw that. This fucking autistic, awkward boy fucking finds a friend, and his form of autism was fishing. He's really good at fishing. They just become friends, and it's wholesome as fuck. So if this is like that, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I would say there are moments of wholesomeness. It's more like just kind of like centered around like the main character who really feels like he doesn't have much to live for. He was diagnosed with like some incurable disease or something like that. So he knows he's gonna die soon, and so like he spends a lot of his time like gambling, going around, owing people a lot of money, thinking to himself, who really cares, because like. At the end of the day, I'm going to die anyway. So, like, whether I pay it back or not, like, what does it really matter? As he's getting chased, some of his loan sharks, he ends up meeting this group of fishermen, like, out in this, I wouldn't even really know what to call it. It was, like, the cement block, like, miles away from the city. Like, just so that way, like, people can fish there or whatever. He just ended up, like, developing, like, I would say, like, a good talent for fishing. And that... I guess, like, encouraged him enough to, like, want to pursue it. but he's also kind of like skittish. Like the best way to put it is like a character like that. Of course, they're going to be like tsundere in a sense, like where they're like, oh, you know, like that's not really for me, or I'm not that kind of person, you know, and then like kind of turn around and be like, well, you know, you nudged me into it, I guess, you know, you talked me
I think you got the wrong dare, but I don't know what all the other ones are, so I'm not going to fact check you.
I think yandere is like where you're crazy.
That's correct.
Tsundere is...
It's kudere you're thinking of. It sounds like you started with him pretty much like down on his luck, he's gonna die or whatever, but he finds a way to he finds a reason to want to keep living.
Yeah,
Is that what it sounds
pretty
like?
much.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That sounds legit. I'm gonna fucking look that.
Or at least enjoy his time left, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
It's a different change of pace, man, but
Yeah.
it pulled me in. And I like that it's an anime original, because sometimes those are hit or miss, and this one's pretty fire.
Yeah, that's on the list for sure. I'm not really reading much else. I'm just waiting for updates. So I guess.
You know, it's funny. I was taking a look back at some of the things that we've been discussing before, and one of the last things I was looking up on this was probably like around a year ago, Danny. You had mentioned that you were just getting around into the Gundam series, but you only started with like the small stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah.
not really like the canon ship stuff, but just the smaller stuff.
It is canon.
So my question to you is, where did you
He's like,
What did you-
anyway.
where'd you leave off on the...
Oh, I'm
did
still in
you-
the same place. I haven't watched anything since.
No, I don't blame you. I probably watched the 3 movies. I started what is it? Gundam Z. It's got such a girly name too. I always forget his fucking name. It was the series that came right after the original series, and I pretty much stopped right there too. Thinking about some of that, a lot of what we were talking about just now, it just makes me think of like there are a lot of old things that I feel like this should be revisited or hopefully like remade, like how they're kind of going about like a lot of the One Piece episodes. They finished the Zatch Bell series. Man, if people were to like give that another chance, you know, and bring that back, we can get like a whole new Zatch Bell thing. And I just think that that's cool because, you know, Zatch is always like a special place in my heart.
Dude, the ending of Zatch Bell is just Gurren Lagann. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I need that shit, dude.
I gotta reach the second part already. Read the second part already.
In my heart of hearts, man, Kiyomaru is a really dope fucking character. Like,
Oh, yeah.
as somebody with no powers or anything like that, like Kiyomaru is like one of the like the best, like I would just consider like human for all the series that I've read. You know, I put him up there. He's pretty intelligent, man. Like, and hear me out here because this is a big stretch. Like, you can probably take Kiyomaru and he would probably like be able to figure out like what to do if he was ever like stuck in like a Death Note situation, like trying to figure out who Kira is. I think he'd be smart enough to take on like Kira with L, or even like supersede L.
The dude he's really smart, and the dude has fucking massive balls too.
He really does, man.
Standing in front of Zakerugo's
Yeah, he always be taking hits too.
on purpose, dude.
He's like, hey, that's my buddy, man. I'll take a punch or two for this kid.
Top 15, top 10 protagonists for sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna reread Zatch Bell because I don't really remember a whole lot.
The manga panels are legit, dude.
Oh yeah,
They're so fucking good.
Dude, Zatch 2 is getting so good too. I can't wait for you guys to get caught up on it so we can talk a little bit about it.
hey, you know what else is really pretty cool that I just found out about the other day is we got a trailer, official story and gameplay trailer for this new is it Tecmo Koei? Oh no, it's an indie game by Netcom Games. It's called Showa American Story. It's an action RPG where you play as a teenage girl who gets revived from the dead, and she goes to look for truth and revenge across the United States. But the twist is the U.S. is under Japanese cultural colonization, so it's just a bunch of just wacky Japanese shit in America, and it looks pretty good.
As you were describing that to me, all I thought of was the Jesus and Buddha show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, what is it called again?
I thought it was a movie.
My roommate Jesus, something like that.
No.
I think it was
that's
something like that, actually.
No, it's not that. It is a movie. It's an animated movie, and I think they did a live-action one, too. But it's based off a manga.
State Young Men.
Yes, that's the one.
This looks pretty cool. This is a vibe.
Again, like Showa, specifically like Showa era.
Damn.
And it's just mixed in with American set pieces. It's cool.
This kind of reminds me of Fallout in Japan, but in the U.S.
Yeah. Oh, also, like, you're fighting zombies, too. So that's another thing.
Right. Ties the whole thing together.
Also, there's zombies here.
Yeah.
We get bikes?
Yeah, you get a cool freaking Kamen Rider motorcycle, and you just get to go on the freaking highways. Yeah.
Fucking Henshin, dude. Let's go. Dude, what is this game? Bro, what is this game?
Exactly, dude. That's the right question to ask when you're looking at shit like this.
That guy looks like a white Dwayne Elizondo Mountain Dew Camacho.
Is that supposed to be the president?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, 2025 is when this is coming out.
I'm actually down to play this.
Combat looks fun too.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I think I skipped some of that. Let me check. Oh, dude, is this fucking No More Heroes or what?
Basically.
Yeah, basically what it is.
Yo.
Oh, this is wacky, dude.
Yeah.
Yo, what is... Oh, my God.
Yeah, this is a Japanese ass game, dude. And
Buddy.
That's what I want.
I fucking vibe with this super hard, man. This is especially this part, this fucking man Voltron.
It's just Yakuza shit. Yeah, look
Fucking
at that.
God, for real, dude. Oh, man. 2025 so far looking good with this coming out.
This kind of gives off those I don't know if you've seen like those other games, like the disaster games.
Yeah,
it's hard
like
for me
Fallout.
to describe. No, not exactly like Fallout, but like there are like a couple of like games that I've seen get released like that are kind of like Japanese only games. Like it's like a disaster game where like you're
Well, like Earth Defense Force?
almost like Earth Defense Force, because that's kind of like another category, but it has like that same vibe because I think it uses the same kind of character models and camera movements and stuff like that. But what I'm describing is like, you know, like there are like cataclysmic events happening like on Japan, and you play as like just a random bystander, and you're going around like all the disasters and stuff as they're happening. One of the games had like the kaijus and the Evangelion robots in it.
Oh, yeah.
Like as a DLC. So like those kind of games are what I think about when I look at this. Like it just kind of looks like those kind of like, it looks like those games that would not normally release outside of Japan, but it's like finally we're getting like some kind of enthusiastic project where it's just like, hey, here's what you've been missing out on. And I kind of hope that is something that a lot of people pick up on, because games like this looks fucking wild. Like I would spend a lot of time on this, just going over this and seeing what other kind of wonky shit that I could find. That looks fun to me, man.
Not gonna lie, Wasabi Coke sounds interesting.
Wasabi Coke, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. We got McDonald's in the game.
Yeah, and so like, yeah, you're just going to be like Death Stranding going across the country. It's a Strand-like game.
Kojima really is a pioneer. Neo Tokyo 4. There were 4 impacts? Dude.
The premise is cool. This reminds me of, funny, speaking of Kojima, I haven't read it yet, but I picked up this sci-fi book. I think it's Mecha Samurai Empire. Yeah, Mecha Samurai Empire. Or I think, yeah, Japan and Germany wins World War II or something. So Japan takes over the United States, so it becomes the United States of Japan. And they got mechs over there. Japan taking over the U.S. It's a great premise. And then on the first book, on the cover, there's a quote from Kojima on there. You know what? If Kojima likes it, I'm gonna read it.
United States of Japan, Cyber Shogun Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
This guy has a vibe, and I'm here for it, dude.
Yeah, it's part of I think it's only a trilogy. Yeah, the mechs look cool, man.
That's fucking awesome, man. Metal Gear Rising. Oh, do you think they're ever gonna like make a show out of this? Because this looks interesting too. I mean, for sure it's gonna be nothing but CG, but
that'd be cool.
Animated.
Yeah.
Awesome mech novels, dude. Damn, this is like the decade of books for the podcast, huh?
If you're gonna get into this, you should also get into Gundam. I'm just saying.
I do want to continue Gundam. You know, I have to watch it somewhere. Yeah, so I just been lazy on that. I still have to watch the 79 stuff. I'm probably just gonna watch the movies, because I don't feel like watching 76 episodes. Though I do hear it's worth it to watch the show, but you'll be fine if you watch just the movies. I also want to watch the Netflix Gundam, because I've just been hearing good things about it.
I feel like it's a lot more digestible that way. I think that they did do a lot better with like series that they released in this like in streaming. Are you talking about the latest one, the latest one that come out? What was it called? Like Mercury something?
No, the CG one on Netflix. It just came out like a couple weeks ago. Requiem for Vengeance. The 8th MS team. Some characters in that show up in this one, and that's fucking crazy.
Did you guys hear that We got a dev calling for piracy, which is kind of based but unheard of.
You know, this is actually not the first time this has popped
What was
up.
the other one time?
The other one was for oh god, there was that tweet like months ago of just some shit poster trying to be edgy on Twitter, being like, "Oh, I enjoy pirating indie games," and then for Ultra Kill, I think was the game, and the dev said, "No, I encourage it because I think it's this game is worth the experience whether you buy it or not." And he's like, "Hey, like, I wouldn't be doing specific things if I didn't torrent stuff." But this case, I guess this case though is different. I looked into a little bit of it. The Roller Dome, I believe, is the game, right? Yeah, I believe this was published by Ubisoft.
Always pirate from Ubisoft.
That's right. Let's get them bankrupt, dude. They're almost there.
Look, man, they can't bring back a single good Prince of Persia game. Although I did hear that the roguelike one was actually pretty heat, but I haven't played it yet. But still.
The one from this year, I think?
I think it was this year? Or
this year, last year.
I
Yeah,
don't
no, that
fucking
one looks
remember.
really good.
But yeah, everything else, pirate.
Mm-hmm. Because indie developers are trying to make ends meet, whereas the companies are just trying to make a game, dude. Fuck big game.
BTBG.
Yeah, from what I just skimmed in the video, basically the devs that made the game, they got like kicked off of it or something.
Yeah, so they got kicked out. Go ahead.
But basically, if people who buy the game, the development team won't be getting any profit off of that because it's going to someone else, I believe is the case. Very similar to, oh god, what the fuck is that game called? Fuck, there was a really cool game that they showed off at the Game Awards like 2 or 3 years ago. It's like, oh, this game looks freaking sick. And then immediately after the Game Awards, they're like, oh yeah, we all got fired. And they hired a different studio to like quickly wrap it up. So don't buy that game, please. Yeah, Aeon Must Die. That was the game.
Oh, isn't... Oh.
2021. Yeah. But yeah, similar case. Like, yeah, this game, like they pretty much almost finished it. And then they all got fired.
There you go. The comments are woke. Pretty sure the release for this disappearance is due to the dev team being screwed or over halfway through development.
Dude, it's like, what was it? I don't remember if it was like a Visions of Mana or one of those Legends games, but they shut down right before the game came out of something or other, and then people were like, dude, this game is heat.
Wasn't Visions of Mana part of the Mana series?
Yeah, but they shut down the studio. Or they shut down something with the whole group because of some type of bad reception with the demo.
Studio closure.
Yeah, there you go.
Everybody's downsizing, dude.
Yeah, it really sucks right now. Yeah. I mean, it is funny of how they left it, but it still sucks. Like the My Little Pony fighting game, was it Them Fighting Herds? They were finishing their DLC characters, and then they essentially got fired too. And so they put out a statement like, yeah, we're no longer working on the game because they're not letting us. So we're just going to release what's out. And just be warned, these characters are very broken right now.
Dude, do you guys remember when I had that job and I met the developer and one of the marketing guys?
Oh, that's right, huh?
Because they were like, hey man, you play fighting games? I was like, yeah. They're like, you want to come to our hotel later and play some games? I'm like, dude, this is a setup. But you said Blaze Blue. Dude, look, man, when they said Blaze Blue, I was like, I'm in, dude. And then when I got there, they're like, have you ever played Them Fighting Herds? I was like, I don't even know what that is, bro. And then they were telling me about it. And I was like, dang, this game's actually pretty fun, man. And then that's when they dropped it on me. And I'm like, all right, dude, hold on. And then they showed me some stuff that I'm like, okay, if you weren't actually working on this, you wouldn't have this information. But yeah, they were real cool people. I ended up buying it, I think, when I got back home and played it for a little bit. But that sucks, dude. It's a good game.
I know it's late for Halloween, but we got an Outlast movie coming out from Lionsgate.
Yeah, that's, I honestly thought it would come a lot sooner.
Look, man, all I'm saying is it based off the first one? Or which one are they going with?
The adaptation, the same terrifying authenticity has made the game's psychological horror game franchise a fan favorite. So I guess he's trying. He's going to try to keep it to the same.
There's so much good lore in that game. Like, I don't remember who was around when I was playing it, but I literally beat the game just by running around. Then the DLC, I took more time with it. I went back to like read all the lore, and that's really good storytelling. But then I heard the second one was trash. I was like, yeah, I'm not.
Dude, the second one's is kind of cool, and then you get to the end, and then it abruptly stops, and then the game's over, and you're like, what? That's it?
One of the endings in the first one did the same thing.
Didn't they make a multiplayer version of that game? Isn't there like 3 or 4 of those?
There is a multiplayer game for it, yeah. I don't remember the name of it.
I feel like this is going to be one of those things where if it's going to be a movie, this could potentially end up as good as Five Nights at Freddy's, but they need to like probably go with the first installment rather than the entire franchise, or if they're going to include like more of the other like elements of the other games, like do it in small pieces, like throw in a character here or two instead of like I guess convolute the whole entire plot. I wouldn't really know.
Well, there's not a lot of like big characters in the story. Probably like 3 in the first one.
Was there a sort of like continuity between the character you play as in the first one versus the character you see in the next one?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
Depending on what ending you get, and I don't remember which one was the true ending. The only continuity that I saw was the DLC with the first one. So the way the first one starts is you're a reporter going in, you get an anonymous tip like, hey, go check out this mental hospital, right? So then you get in there, you get stuck, you go through the whole game. And then the DLC starts with another dude, another type of reporter who was also there. He takes your car when he leaves, and he's like, yeah, fuck this guy, man. So yeah, they're like kind of happening around the same time. That's probably about it. So once I saw like all the cult stuff with the second one, I was like, I'm not interested because it didn't seem like they were going to continue the story. But it could have, and I just missed out on it. I'd have to look into it. All I'm saying is that story that they had for it is very, very well written.
I think I was more interested in the first one than any of them. I feel like that was the one that really caught everyone's attention back when that kind of genre for horror first started. Because that was around the time we had like PT and then RE7 came out. And I want to say the first Outlast was one of, not a launch game, but like within the first year of the PS5, that was one of the games we got, right?
PS4.
Oh, PS4. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm curious if we're going to be seeing the found footage aspect for this. Because, right, the whole time in the game, you're using the camcorder. So I wonder if they're going to commit with that. Because, you know, that's a trope that has come and gone.
Dude, if they do it, man, I hope they throw in the mechanic of once your battery runs out, you can't use your night vision no more. That'd be pretty neat. Kind of like, was it Cloverfield? Didn't they do that in that one? Wasn't that out?
Yeah, that was Cloverfield.
I wonder if there'll be like moments where they'll do like a cut to or a cut away because like the battery dies and then he like picks up a battery somewhere else.
I think it's going to depend on the cast. If he's going to be even solo traversing this place, how's that going to play out? If they get a big name actor, they might not do that because they're going to want his face on the screen all the time.
I think it'd be hilarious if like the whole movie it was just like through the camera, and then at the end of the movie the camera like I don't know turns around at the end and it's Timothy Chalamet.
That'd be funny.
Just for the one.
Yeah.
One scene.
All I know is the big guy could easily be Dave Bautista, and the priest could easily be like Ralph Ineson, if I'm saying his last name right. He's Galactus, but yeah, and he's also Sid in 16.
Well, he's been in some horrors.
Yeah, he was in First Omen.
I could see that.
I think he was a priest. Well, was it?
The Witch, Nosferatu.
Yeah, he could do a real good job.
Well, that movie's coming out this year. Did it already come out?
It's coming out.
Comes out on Christmas.
Nosferatu.
I'm
that's a
so
good Christmas movie.
excited
Fuck
for
yeah,
that movie,
dude.
It's gonna be heat.
Hell yeah.
They actually just dropped another Nosferatu iteration, I think, in the last 2 weeks with Doug Jones as the vampire. Yeah, it's on Apple TV, and I guess you can get it digitally. I haven't seen it yet, but that's on my list.
Ooh, he looks good on this one.
That Doug Jones always looks fantastic as monsters. Like, that guy is just the king of it all.
I wouldn't even hear a lot about what comes out on Apple TV.
Yeah,
to be
I
honest.
think I saw a post from him in the last few weeks, and he's like, oh, now this is available on most places, not just Apple TV.
Yeah, the one coming out this year, goated. It's Robert Edgers directing. So, of course, you know, he's got nothing but bangers. The Witch, The Lighthouse, The Northman. Come on.
Good content.
Yeah, the cast is goated, too. You got Willem Dafoe in there, Bill Skarsgård, Nicholas Hoult, Aaron Taylor-Johnson. Come on. All the boys. Who was the director for the Outlast movie? Did it say?
Producer Roy Lee, JT Petty.
Oh, of It and Barbarian fame. I still need to see Barbarian.
Dude, Barbarian is fantastic. Your boy Justin Long is fucking great in it, dude. It's really good, man.
It's so good, bro.
Dude, Justin Long horror movies are wild.
Hey, isn't Barbarian like a Americanized version of another movie?
Could be. I'm not too sure.
I don't I feel like I don't know. I was just reading another Japanese movie that kind of had the same premise, where everybody goes to this house. And
All I know is, man,
don't
when I sat down for this movie, I did not know what I was expecting, but it was pretty damn fucking good.
Dude, honestly, me too. I was watching it in a stream party. Like the streamer was watching it, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll watch it too. It's free. And honestly, I was like looking back and forth. I'm like, after the first scene, the part 2 happened, and I'm like, wait, are we watching this? Are we still watching the same movie?
I did the same thing, and then just that opening scene with Justin Long in part 2, I'm like, there's no way this is the same fucking movie. What's up, bitch?
I know, dude. Bro, Justin Long was such an asshole.
Justin has so much range, let me tell you, man.
I did watch a couple episodes of the Goosebumps show on Hulu. He was good in that.
I didn't really peg him for being such a, like, an avid, like, I would say, like, horror fan. Like, he just that's primarily what he likes to do now, I guess, is just do like a lot of horror.
Dude,
horror
you gotta remember,
movies,
man. He was in Jeepers Creepers, the first 2, I think.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, he was in a lot of stuff. You remember
sir.
Tusk?
Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
god, bro.
Dude, like I said, man, like the ideas that he get brought to him, where he's just like, oh, that I definitely want to fuck around with. Like, take the idea of Tusk, where basically he gets like kidnapped, drugged, and like a human centipede, he gets turned into like a walrus, like a man-made walrus or something like that. He's like a freak show on display or something. Like I feel like it takes the idea of House of a Thousand Corpses and Human Centipede at the same time. Like, just wanted to take people, turn them into different things and creatures, and then just be like, look what I made.
I want to watch Dear David, Ghost Team, Goosebumps. Man,
I wouldn't.
is it time for a Justin Long watch along?
You gotta watch
the other
Waiting,
thing that-
Accepted. Yeah.
Oh, all of them, dude. Hell
Oh yeah, you got to watch them along with the horror ones, just so you can see what happens when Justin snaps whenever a bad thing happens to him.
Like back
Like,
and
you watch
forth.
Waiting.
Yeah.
You watch Waiting, and then you go watch like one of the like horror movies. Then you watch Waiting 2, and then you just double back to Tusk or whatever. And like that's how that version of Justin went.
Go to Live Free or Die Hard.
Did you guys ever see that? I want to say it was like a psycho thriller movie with who was I'm blanking because I still haven't watched that movie. But the guy who did the Lord of the Rings,
Peter Jackson.
he was the Hobbit. He was the one that finds the ring. Yeah,
Elijah Wood?
That actor's name, Elijah Wood. Yeah, he was like a stalker. Man, that movie creeped me out, man.
What's it called? Because he's also a good horror actor. What was it called?
I don't really remember what it was called, but I remember it involved him like he loved mannequins. No, he was just like really into mannequins. He had a mannequin shop.
Oh,
It was on Netflix. I
Is it
remember
called
that.
The Wave?
Maniac's pretty good.
There it is.
It was Maniac?
That's what it is.
That's what I was thinking of too.
Dude, the scene that gets me in this movie
When
is
he's
where
under
the
the
girl's
car?
in the parking lot. Yeah, and he slices her Achilles ankle.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude.
Yeah,
I was
know
like,
exactly
you mad
what you're
lad,
talking
bro.
about. Yeah, buddy.
I was like, where is this fucking energy when Sauron was coming after you, man? Maybe I was been catching up on Bleach since that came out.
I haven't even watched episode 1.
Hell yeah, you're just gearing up for when all of it comes out.
Nope.
Hell yeah.
No, I mean, I should be nice and give it another try, but no, I don't like that arc. I'm pretty sure I've said it before. Thousand Year Blood War sucks, but I was reading it monthly when I was already done with Bleach because it should have ended already, and it kept going.
Yeah, for where it's at, things are starting to ramp up. It's getting pretty good. Yeah, I agree with you. I think we've definitely discussed it enough before, but it's just a matter of time before we get to like I would say like the apex of where like the story gets good around all characters and all their fights, and then after a certain point with Yowacha. Did you guys see that there was an announcement, like a collaboration between Digimon and Godzilla?
Yes.
That's what it was. That's cool.
Yeah, Digimon Color or Digital Monster Color. It's like Tamagotchis, right?
Yeah, from what I saw, they're going to release 2 Tamagotchis. Sometimes they do it in 2 parts, because we always see like some sort of physical media, right? Which would be like the Tamagotchis, and then they always end up doing some sort of digital media as well. I don't know if they're doing like any sort of like mobile game or something like that on Digimon. Maybe they might end up doing some like collab there as well. And then at the end of it, you got to see the silhouette of a Digimon that looked like it was fused with Godzilla from, I want to say it was King Kong, where he's got the pink crystals.
Yeah, New Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a Metal War Greymon, but it's Godzilla instead. That's really cool.
I mean, I would definitely want to get one of those things, man. I would get my hand on one of those Tamagotchis. I don't care if it is in another language I could not understand. I'll fucking learn how to use it, like how back in the day, like when we were on our PSPs and we just had like Japanese ROMs.
Look, man, Tales of Versus was still the best game.
I'm glad that you brought up Tales, by the way, because they're coming out. I'm not sure if you were aware of this, but they're coming out with some more remasters from the old series. The one that was initially released for Wii, which was called Graces, then that got a port to the PS3, and now it's getting a remaster to PS5. And it's only a matter of time before they get on to one of the more popular ones, which is Zillia. I don't know if you remember these characters that were in the Tales of Versus game, but for Graces, it was like the guy with red hair, and he like wore all white. His name is Asbel, I think. And then there was like a girl with purple hair with like twin ponytails, and she was like a fighter. And I think her name in the game is Sophie. Yeah, man, it's only a matter of time, man. I feel like they need to start bringing back some of their other assets, because they be wasting. I want to say they're wasting my time, and they're wasting their resources on not giving me what I fucking want, which is Tales of Versus to come out.
Look, man, if they're going to bring back Tales of Versus, at least give me Tatsunoko versus Capcom at the same time. That's all I'm saying.
That's more likely to come out than anything. Capcom is well on its way to going into bringing back a lot of their old fighting games. And Tatsunoko versus Capcom was one of the things that they're reaching out to the... I forgot what the other company is. In order for them to go into getting those licenses back to do the game. That's going to be sick, dude. I would really wanted to play that game on anything other than a Wii.
I'm going through 6 right now.
Oh,
yeah,
Final
I'm
Fantasy VI?
playing it again because there's an event with the mobile game for 7. So I was like, I'll go through it again right now. And then I tried my hand at the secret boss in Octopath 2, and I still got my ass kicked again. So I was like, yeah, I'll come back to it in a couple months. Dude, she's hard. She's fucking hard, bro.
Are we talking about like... How much HP does she have?
She sounds hard.
Millions. And she's got 2 phases.
It's like the secret boss of Final Fantasy X.
Bro, it's worse than that, dude. It's like if you tried to get that boss mixed with the Chocobo races, mixed with every BS of the anti-summons in 10 into one boss. There's like parts of it that you can defeat, before you have to get to the main body. And then it's like, oh, if you don't defeat all of the 3 parts at the same time, they'll just regenerate. But even when you defeat all the 3 parts and you get to the main body, you have 2 turns to do massive damage before they regenerate anyway. And then you get to phase 2, and it's like, yeah, okay, well, good luck. Yeah, dude, that shit's hard. I'm not looking up the cheesing to do it. I'm not that bad a gamer, dude. I just have a bad build.
Calling everybody out who's ever cheesed ever.
No, dude, this video I saw, I think he beat the boss in like 5 to 10 minutes. I'm like, there's no fucking way, bro. It takes me close to 45 minutes just to get through the first phase. There's no fucking way. I did watch it, and I'm like, yeah, that's cheese. You have to use like the right amount of gear to get certain character speed up to a certain level, and then from there, you're like always guaranteed to do your cheese stuff, and it's a lot, dude. I love Octopath. I think it's one of the best turn-based JRPGs to come out in recent years. But it's really dependent on your gear. Like, the levels and the classes don't really matter all too much, just because you can have 2 classes to each person.
Little by little, I'm getting closer to play it, man.
Bro, please.
Because I think it's time, guys. I think it's time to buy a Steam Deck. That's going to be one of those games.
Honestly, you don't even have to play the first one. You could just go right into the second, just because quality of life stuff, and it's not as grindy. I mean, the first one's still great. There's only like 2 bits of lore that you would need to know, but I can just fill you in on that. Yeah,
I might do that. Quality of life, I'm really big on that shit. If it's that good, I'll probably hop back on the first.
Yeah, dude, it's great, man. I like it a lot. If you need just a good fantasy game, man, with like
honestly, I just want a good RPG game.
Dude, you know how there's like that meme where it's like, man, the soundtrack was so good, and it's some dude on a beach playing the piano or the organ, and it's on fire. That's literally every track in Octopath. It's It's crazy, dude. My dick gets hard every time. Danny, you can cut that one out. It sounded better in my head.
No, but I totally get you, man. I feel that way for Chrono Cross. I feel like that was a really good RPG for me. And on the music, the battle themes, the overworld music, the dungeon music, all of it slapped. Everybody just has that one, you know?
Dude, I will say, too, though, like, that studio, when they came out with Triangle Strategy, like, it is a massive, like, dialogue heavy, like, very, I'd say even more than the Yakuza dialogue. But it is a fantastic game. That's just a really good story. But when you do New Game Plus, that's just hard.
All right, because everything is going to scale with you, right?
No, it doesn't scale with you. I have no idea what type of scaling it does, but I literally, I did my second playthrough to get the true ending and a couple of the characters. I technically have to do like two more run-throughs to get all the characters, but I was like, I don't care that much. But I had half the team that I would use at max level, everything maxed out, their stats, their gear, and I'd still get two-shotted by certain enemies. Yeah, dude,
geez.
I don't know what that scaling is like. I mean, if you do like the quests and I guess, yeah, just the quest, you can pretty much scale pretty well with it, but the story mode is like, nah, bro, I don't care what level you are. But it's really good, just super dialogue heavy. You will be sitting there for a while.
Is it one of those kind of games where, like, right before the final boss, you had, like, maybe 10 minutes of dialogue you had to get through first?
Between every single battle, you have, like, 10 to 15 minutes of dialogue. It is a lot. And then right before you get to the battle, there's another, like, 5 minutes of dialogue. Why do you think I've put in, like, almost 400 hours on the mobile game? There's a lot of lore in there.
That's kind of what I didn't like about the Kingdom Hearts mobile game. It's just, like, you're going to get, like, somewhat of a live service mobile game.
Shut your mouth, dude.
The idea, though, was, like, basically, okay, if we couldn't fit all of this into a game, like a canon ship game, we can make something like this and come out with things over time to go over all the stuff that we did not cover, all the things that we can set up, like what they did for 3, right? Because a lot of what came out for 3 was just like, okay, we had to learn about what happened during the Keyblade Wars and all that stuff for all the pieces to come together towards the end of 3, before we can see the 13 Zane Hordes and like all this other stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, now it's all coming full circle after like
20 bro,
years.
but all I'm saying is one of my favorite parts of the mobile game is like you build your own character, right? And you go through the whole backstory of the Keyblade War and the Foretellers, and then the game ends and you are Xehanort. You were Xehanort the whole time, like you reincarnated him. I'm like, that's fucking crazy, bro. My headcanon did not figure that one out. And Dark Road is pretty cool. I really like that. I don't know, man. Nomura really likes to put all this lore inside those mobile games because I'd be playing the Ever Crisis one for Final Fantasy VII, and I really like what he's doing here.
Is it its own thing, or does it tie into like the actual?
Yes, it's its own thing, but it is tying into it. So there's a character that comes out in Rebirth who was first introduced in the mobile game. Even people are like, "Oh, that's Cloud's dad." I'm like, "Yeah, no. I'm like, he don't need to be. He can just be his own guy."
You excited for Kingdom Hearts 4? Whatever the fuck that means.
Bro, you don't even have to ask the question.
It's a reset, dude. Don't you know?
Yeah, dude. It's
a reset.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We get into the end of Sora, man.
I feel like we should have already got the end of Sora.
Dude, he just came out. He came out in a recent interview. I don't remember which game show it was, if it was just a standard interview, but he's like, yeah, the Sora story is like getting to its last legs. Which I'm like, I mean, you can do whatever you want, bro. I'm still gonna buy him. I don't care.
Are you going to be happy?
Dude, he already brought back Terra. Like, I'm not asking for anything else.
You can do whatever
you could do whatever you want, man. You brought back my boy. You did some really cool stuff in the DLC. I am happy with whatever you want to do.
Do you want him to stop?
Absolutely not, bro. All I want is to finish the whole series before I kick the bucket. Because if I die without finishing Kingdom Hearts, dude, I'm coming back.
So there's this page I follow. It's called Uncreative Sea Urchin. So they post pictures of like paintings, art, and shit like that. But they are also a meme page. You get like paintings from like the 1920s, 1800s every once in a while. In the that they post just the painting in the second slide. The first slide they put the painting, but they put like a Instagram or a Twitter caption in front of it, and it's usually like kind of unhinged sometimes, but just like I don't know. It's my humor. There's one that has the painting. It's called Fairy Tale. Fucking fitting. From Paul Klee, 1929. And the caption in front says, "One thing about me, I'm not going to read the room. I will, however, fill it with my presence. Your mom died? Mine didn't. And I went to the beach yesterday."
What the fuck?
And then it shows like a kind of like a pyramid or something. I think it's like a village. There's a bird. There's a red sun. It's kind of a vibe. I see a person on the left. You know, it's like stuff like that. Like this other one says, "Everybody leave town. I need to talk to myself on a walk for an hour and 15 minutes." And then there's just a painting of cats playing around. Yeah, it's just stuff like that. I think it's fun. Some of the stuff is pretty funny. I also like the paintings they're posting. Like this one says, "Pennywise, we all float down here." Guy from Modest Mouse. All right.
The guy from Modest Mouse.
This one, "Still life with bull skull." It's like a abstract painting of one of those skulls you find in the desert with like a jar or something and some apples. And then it says, "He used to be able to float towards a pie on a windowsill because it smells good. Now there's just pronouns." Yeah, everything else is kind of like just memes and stuff, so like random memes here and there. That's what I followed for. Just the juxtaposition of somebody's creative work and just shit posts.
Yeah, it's an interesting combination. That first one you said, I was like, oh, I thought it was going to be like related to the painting. Maybe it is, but
Maybe, you know?
just looking at the image.
Art is all about interpretation, man.
Yeah, just like at face value, looking at this painting and then just reading that text. It's like, wait, how does this? What? No, I'm scrolling through. There's some good ones in here. Like, okay, here's what it's like. Some of y'all act like you know Snoopy, but he probably don't even fuck with you. And then it's just a picture. It's just a painting of I'm assuming like a forest.
It's like I get a laugh, and then I go to the next slide, and I'm like, huh. I'd tickle a fish if the wet chime of its laughter could heal us.
So, around, guys, we'll have the link in the description for this page if you want to check out more of it. And we have our email, unversedpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any questions or comments, we'll bring them up on future episodes. And I think with that, man, yeah, we could wrap up for today. Thank you for listening. And, of course, we'll be back next week with another episode. So thank you. We'll catch y'all later.